Yeah. One, I gave a talk that addresses this last year at some length called Being Objective Without Objectivism. So I'll refer to you that. But in another way, I don't think the question matters. So, why do you care if you call yourself an objectivist? I mean, the question is, what's true and what isn't? What do you have good reasons to think is true and what you don't? And Ayn Rand is a person who said a lot of things over the course of her life. Some of them were philosophy and some of them weren't. Some of them were part of objectivism and some of them weren't. And some of them were true and some of them weren't. And I mean, among the things that weren't true were like simple things like, this guy is a good guy and he turns out not to be, right? Of particular people she knew, or, you know, I don't think smoking's so bad for you yet, and it turns out that it is, right? Everyone makes mistakes about something sometime. So the thing to think about in whether or not you agree with something she says is whether it's true and whether you have good reason for it, not whether it's part of objectivism. Now, for other reasons, you might want to think about whether it's part of objectivism or not. But that shouldn't be part of your process of deciding whether to accept it. So whether she's right in what she said about a woman president, it could be that it's part of objectivism and it's wrong, or that it's part of objectivism and it's right, or that it's not part of objectivism and it's wrong, and it's not part of objectivism and it's right. But all that matters from your perspective of how should I vote, or if I'm a woman, should I consider becoming president or whatever, is it true? When you're thinking about whether it's part of the philosophy, I think you have to think about whether the position is a position on an issue that's at the level of abstraction that philosophy deals with at all. And I think for the woman president case or the Thomas Wolfe case, we'll take the woman president case, details of sexual roles and sexual psychology and how it interacts with career decisions in highly specific political processes, like maybe it could be Prime Minister of Canada, but not, is just not the kind of thing that's at the level of abstraction that philosophy deals with. So it's not a philosophic question. And a particular writer's style is too concrete to be an issue of aesthetic principle, it's an issue of application. So those are not the kind of things that could be part of a philosophy. And then if something is philosophical, you determine whether it's part of a philosophy rather than a stray philosophic pronouncement that someone who maybe had some other stray philosophic pronouncements made, by seeing whether it's bound together with the other ones into a system. So if that's what you want to tell, which you might, for example, if you're writing a book on objectivism, or for some other reasons, running an institute devoted to promoting objectivism, right, you would want to try to figure that out. But it's not what to figure out in deciding whether to believe it or not, whether it's true or not. It's deciding what the evidence is.